Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Average Movie Review podcast. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. This Tuesday, I got to see The Long Walk, and I gotta say, I feel like maybe I didn't understand the film as much, so maybe I didn't like it as much. I'm not 100% sure, but I just feel like a lot of people that are like hyping up these films, they're not like really. I don't know if we're watching the same film. I don't get it. Um, I will say some of the pros about this film is the acting. Uh, David Johnson, Cooper Hoffman, Ben Wang, Roman Griffin Davis, all these guys who played these characters. Charlie Plummer, who played Gary Barkovich. Garrett Waring, who plays Billy Stebbins. They all did an amazing job playing each character. Now, I've never read the book, and I don't know what the characters are like in the book, but either they nailed it or they're completely different. I have no idea, but their acting was on point. I feel like this is a film that should have came out during the Hunger Games era, and it would have done numbers. It would have been absolutely amazing to watch. Maybe as a kid, you would have found it very entertaining and very emotional. If you've read the book so far, what I've seen in terms of some of the reviews and some people online, they've said that people who read the book really enjoyed the film as well. They loved how they've adapted it into the screen. Now, the ending for this film is a little bit different. And I will say that I personally did not like the ending compared. I feel like if they had stuck with the ending of the book, it would have been a little bit more better. I do understand that they kind of wanted to end on somewhat of a high note on the film, and this is spoiler filled, so I'll just gonna go ahead and deep dive into the ending right now. The ending where in the movie, David Johnson's character takes the carbine and then kills Mark Hamill, the major, and then we see that everything kind of disappears and it's just him by himself. The assumption is that as soon as he did that, he probably was shot and killed right there and then, and there was no transition period. He was just moved into, I guess, what we would call heaven, something like that, perhaps, or something of that sort. Um, and or like he's still walking. He's like walking into the shadows. Whereas in the book, he doesn't really do anything. He wins the game, but he just keeps continue walking, following a shadowy figure for the rest of his life. He doesn't stop, which is a little dark, I get, but like I think I would have preferred that more then. Um, I feel like there was a lot of build up for a lot of the things, only for it to kind of fall flat right at the end. That's just my personal opinion. Of course, everyone has their own interpretation of the film. I think that's where I felt a little bit like, it could have been a little bit better. I guess I was expecting, because I had never read the book. I guess I was expecting like a rebellion or something to fight back, but it didn't really work out that way. Or at the end, something big happens, instead of him just ended up, getting not only his wish, but helping Gary to get his wish as well, I guess. But and I think the wish of pretty much everyone that was there to kill the major too. So I think that was about it, to be quite honest. Yeah, I thought the film was good. The acting was on point. Some of it was a little bit cringy, and some of it was a little bit predictable, in terms of like the lines and the way that they're delivered and whatnot. But these kids, they acted the hell out of this movie, and they did a phenomenal job. Like you can't disagree with that. I don't think there was any issue on the acting. The story was decent. The end, like I mentioned, the ending could have been much much better. The gore was definitely there. I think that caught a lot of people. Um, it caught a lot of people off guard because I don't think people were expecting to see like the bullets go through the head and all of that stuff, the killing, and then like them just shitting on the ground and like all the other stuff that they had to do. I don't think it was something that the audience thought they would have to see, but that was a pretty cool thing in my opinion. It gave you it made it a little bit more realistic. Um, Obviously, the kids walking for that long is unrealistic. I don't think anyone can actually do that. A friend of mine, after the movie, searched it up and he saw that no one can walk that much miles. That's impossible without stopping and then sleepwalking at the same time. Impossible. Hey, I get it. We're in a movie. It's a little bit, you got to go with the flow, and that's totally fine. So I can totally, not even bring that up or even mention that in that part of the review, or like add that to my review in that sense. That part was already unrealistic to begin with, so I already knew that, so I'm just gonna go with it. But yeah, I think overall it was a good film. I don't think it was as good as people made it out to be. A lot of people did praise the acting, which I can 100% agree with. That the acting in this film was absolutely phenomenal. Everyone played their part perfectly. There was a lot of camaraderie, a lot of brotherhood in the film as well. It is kind of sad when you do watch it, especially if you're, when you're watching it from the beginning to the end, like you do kind of feel for the boys as well, and you see their friendship grow, and then to deteriorate in that sense and see their friends die in front of them was that's a pretty tough thing to, you know, I think a pretty tough pill to swallow, and it's worse when you see it in the way that they've shown it. So I can understand that part. I thought that was really good. Again, for me, the issue was the ending. I wish there was a little bit more to it. Even if it was a supernatural factor where he's like, I wish everyone to come back alive or whatever it was, like something like that would have been pretty cool. Um, we didn't get a really we didn't get like understanding of why the world is the way it is right now, except for the fact that like there's just been an economic downturn and the world's gone to shit, and people are lazy as shit and they don't want to work anymore. So that's why they do this long walk to inspire people or whatever it is. So I guess that's one thing. Perhaps I have no idea. Um, like that's one thing that they could have maybe given us a little bit more understanding of like what really happened to the world and all of that stuff as well. Um, the intense moments, the music, really, really good as well. The music picks up, especially the moments where they're about to get their warnings, and it's like, okay, they're gonna get shot, they're gonna get killed, and then they just magically somehow not get shot and killed. The music really gets you pumped up. It captures your engagement again, so that's pretty good as well. But yeah, I think I enjoyed the movie. I wish the ending was a little bit better. These actors, they have a phenomenal road ahead of them. They've really proven to everyone that they can act, and I hope they get casted in more things because this is the future generation, and they're absolutely killing it so far. So good. So yeah, overall, I would give it. I'd give it like a 3 out of 5. To be quite honest, a 3 out of 5. I think it was a good film. Could have been better, but again, if this came out during the Hunger Games time, this would have done numbers. This definitely would have done some huge numbers. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a wonderful day, guys.